All right. Let's go ahead and all right. Hey guys, welcome back to some crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC on a macro view. We'll take a look at Ethereum and some of these alt and what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few days or even like a few weeks and all that good stuff. All right. So if you're new to our content, make sure to hit the likes, subscribe to the channel, join the public Telegram group, link in the description. If you're looking to join some premium Discord, you can also join the Discord group, link in the description and all that good stuff, guys. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So when we take a look at BTC on a 3D, we still can see the price action is extremely bearish below the 3D21. As you can see right here, since like we broke out below it, that's when we said it is time to pack our bags and basically bears could take control of the next like a few days. It doesn't mean it is a bear market. Bear has been calling for lower prices. Back in May, June, July, they've been saying like, oh, we're going to be dumping lower down to like a 14, 10K and all that good stuff. And what happened? Back in July is like we pump all the way up to 69. If we take a look at it in terms of a percentage move, right? Excuse me, sucker pump like nearly over 130%, and that's exactly that's why we were bullish because we said we could find support right here and at least basically push back up to a 50% to 0.618. And after the mid-range correction right here, we basically took it to the upside, right? So we broke out below the 21ema, so we flipped bearish right there. So now, price action is hitting all our targets, okay, and now even below the weekly 100ema and all that good stuff. Okay, we will take a look at the weekly time frame, right? So if we just go ahead and take a look at the MACD, one thing we can basically say regarding the MACD is like we still need some excuse me guys, we still need some time to let the market digest the dump, okay, and wait for the wells to basically start to reaccumulate and all that good stuff. Because in term of indicators, these indicators are still pretty hot, and they need to cool off right over the next like a few days or even like a few months depending on the volatility. If you take a look at the range between May right here till July, right, it took nearly over 60 days just to create a bottom formation right there, okay, 60 days. And if we take a look at the price range, 40, let's say 40,000 on average, all the way down to 29.5 on average, was nearly 27% reaccumulation phase for like a 60 days or even longer. Now, if you take a look at it right here, we've been down for like over 72 days, right? Since the the week of November 9th, right? On the 3D basis, we're already down like nearly 74 days, okay. And one thing we said back in June, July, right there, whenever BTC is down like 90 days, it is easy to remember, okay, 90 degrees, okay. Whenever BTC is down 90 days, it is not a good time to sell based on the Bitcoin price and time history. I talked about it multiple times, right? Even if you go back and take a look at it right here, back in 2019, we dumped 90 days and we still pump to the upside. Right here, we dumped 90 days and pump to the upside and all that good stuff, right? So when, should we expect BTC to consolidate or even stay in a downtrend, right, for 90 days? It is possible. It could even be longer because if we go ahead and take a look at the downtrend started back in April 14th, April 13th, right there, it was nearly 96 days, okay? And as soon as we hit 90 days, that's when actually 84 days, I said it in my VIP group, premium group, it is time to basically buckle up because, no need to be bearish after 90 days. Could we dump lower? Yes, but even if we dump lower, it wasn't going to be like a trend continuation. It could just be a week, right? So 90 days from the peak right there going to take us right here. Let's just assume like 96 because the last dump right here, right? We got 96 days, right? Let's say 96 days will take us to actually let's say 95 because this sucker, I'm looking at it on the 3D, so it's hard to get like exactly the number of days you're looking at, right? But if you're looking for like a 95, 96 days, it'll take us like mid-February. Okay, let's say February 12th. And February 12th, if you guys recall, even back in 2020, February 12th was pretty important. Okay, it was, I mean 2021 also, right? Right here, okay, right there. It was a pretty important date, right, for alt season because alt was bleeding and BTC was pumping. Okay, most people were, getting scared and all that good stuff. And we said, the 50-day cycle will close on the 19th. So it is time to just buckle up because we're most likely, going to get some alt season and all that good stuff. So looking at BTC, right, we would assume, right, we would assume the first to second week of February, we could find some sort of bottoms, okay? I'm not saying the bottom going to be at 30K or lower, but we will see. Okay, if we below 30K, great. If we're not, great. Okay, it only means like we just have to follow, right? The 90 days period, right? 90 days rec period, and basically could use that, right, as a as a great indicator for a potential heavy reaccumulation phase also. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC in terms of wave analysis, right, which is different with the time analysis. You can see like right there we sign like we can either get a irregular, right, running flat, or we could get a a nice expanded flat. So if we're going to get a regular flat, we just have to stay above the above 30K, right? Have to stay at or above 30K, anywhere around like even down to 28.8, because people say, I mean myself, I'm saying 30K because the 305 30,500 rands was my average. Right here was saying like anything below it was going to be just a short-term fake out, right? So as long as we can stay on average above 30K, we could basically say, okay, guys, we got our nice running flat, and we could be going to the moon. It is not even guaranteed we will, but we could expect like some sort of pullbacks, right? At least it could be 5 waves, but we will talk about it. It is not time to talk about like if the next move going to be impulsive or corrective. We don't know yet. Okay, the only thing we know is like if we get a running flat, get a nice support right here within the next like a few weeks, right, we could get another big move. That move, right, we don't know. Once again, we don't know if that move going to be corrective, right? It could be another correction. It could be another correction, right, like that, just to retest the top. But I don't think we will create this type of a pattern, but it is just to know that way you're going to be ready for anything. Remember, you can still get another push to the upside and still correct lower. I'm not saying we will, but we could. Okay, it is just part of the structure, and it is not what I'm looking for. But if we get it, I just have to know what to deal. I just have to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be ready. Remember when BTC was going up, we said clearly, right? We said clearly the move right here can still come back down. We talked about it like the first week of January. Okay, we said it can still come back down. And even when we were dumping right here, I said clearly, right, let's just be cautious, right, because the move we got right here down to like a 53 could be an isolated wave, meaning like it could be a wave itself, like it is not part of the previous wave. You see what I'm saying? It means like it could be very impulsive. That's exactly how we describe it, and that's how it is actually playing out, right? But it doesn't mean like I was predicting like from 69 BTC to drop down to 35. That wasn't the call. The call was like we just have to be cautious. Once we get the confirmation, right, we will go with what we're saying. You see what I'm saying? right? But the initial setup was like to find support right here down to like all the way down to 55, right? That was the initial setup, and we're going to go to the moon and all that good stuff. However, if we break out below 52.7, we just have to rely on a very impulsive move to the downside and not try to go against the market. Okay, because the reason for that, the 3D time frame, right, was telling us like it is time to suck it up. Okay, right here. Okay, we said, okay, if we open and close a candle below it, it's time to pack our bags, and it worked out. It worked out beautifully, right? T Dog in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey guys, make sure to hit the likes. Make sure to sub, and enjoy the juicy targets and all that good stuff. We got T Dog in the house. Crypto Elf in the house. We got Saeed in the house. Quiet Cook. Maya Cop in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Beast Tooth in the house, man. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, right? So weekly time frame, it is quite important, guys. The weekly 100ema got to hold. We don't have to, basically close above it, right? We did close above it last week, but we didn't have to. It is a great sign, because if you take a look at it right here, back in 2019, right? The weekly closed below it. Okay, the first dump right here, we closed below it. Okay, the second dump, we dump, from like a 69 down to a 65, and pump right back up like 50% of the previous candle. So even though we close below it right now, right, it doesn't mean like we will be basically dumping for the rest of the week. Okay, so even if we find support, let's say we find support at 32, right now we just hit 33, you know, we can still, okay, next week pump back up above the weekly 100ema. That's possible, but I'm not saying it will, because the trend, it is still down. I'm just basically making cases why whales could be buying the dips. Okay, but as of now, we just have to stay with the trend, right? The trend, it is down. Nothing wrong with BTC going down. It means like you're just accumulating more BTC. Okay, if you take a look at the March crash right here, it only took like 3 days, guys, to wipe out everyone. 3 days candle. Took only 3 days, guys. Take a look at it right here. The dump from like a 8K down to 48 was only a 3D candle. The next candle after that was bullish. Okay, so it is not, I don't think we will be dumping like for 96 days and all that good stuff, okay, within the next like a few months and all that good stuff, right? So this candle on the 3D could look nasty. Yes, it could, right? But it might be the last candle. Okay, it might be the last candle, and we will just rely on our 3D basis after that regarding the MACD and how we're going to be pushing back up, getting a bullish MACD on the 3D and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly. The monthly time frame, we below the monthly 21. The monthly 50 going to be all the way down to a 23, 24K area, right? If we dip lower, so not sure if bear is going to be strong enough to dip the price all the way down to a 24 this month, okay? But keep an eye on the 50 EMA just in case we get there, right? Within the next like within the next few weeks and all that good stuff, right? Or even like a few hours, right? If the volatility is high enough, it could just wick down and all that good stuff, right? But we will see, okay? So on a 3 weeks basis, we said the 50 EMA is right around like a 305 on average, right? Right now it is at 31.99. So it is likely to provide us with some support within the next like a few hours or even like a few days if we dump down to that level, okay? So keep an eye on the 3 weeks 50 EMA. If you don't use the 3 weeks time frame, just keep an eye on 305 on average, okay? If you're not using the 3 weeks 21 the 3 weeks time frame, right? So you take a look at it in terms of MACD on the 3 weeks, it is a clear bearish trend, okay? Price action below the 21 EMA. Remember, a bearish trend doesn't mean a bear market. Okay, it doesn't mean a bear market. Whenever you're correcting, you're creating a bearish trend. Okay, for instance, right here, if you take a look at if you want to take a look at it in terms of wave analysis, let's say you got a pump right here. Okay, your wave one. If you're correcting like that, right, you got a bear trend. The entire move right here, it is a trend. Okay, double top, double bottom before your next wave to the upside, wave three, and you could possibly get another move like that, right? Right, which is going to be another expanded right here, and you're going to be pushing to the upside. This correction phase, are bearish trend. Okay, even though the overall trend it is bullish, but you're going to get some intermediate, bearish trend where you're going to be reaccumulating. That's possibly what we could get if you take a look at it in term of basically let's take a look at the stock market one more time. Right, so if you take a look at the stock market, right, we talk about these double tops, double bottoms so many times. Even back in 2019, I was showing you guys why it is so important to pay attention to a market, making this type of a correction. You're going to find it. I'm going to show you on BTC so many setups like that. Okay, and we talk about these setups so many times. Okay, so you take a look at it. You take a look at the SPX, right, the S&P 500, right. You can see like we got a clear double top started back in July 2000, right? That's when we dumped, and we dumped like from let's say 1550 all the way down to like $800. Okay, that was nearly like 50% dump. And after that, what happened, right? We pumped again nearly 100%. That's exactly what BTC did, right? Dump from 65 down to 30K. That's nearly over 50%, right, give or take, and pump back up to like 69, right? And now BTC is dumping again, right? Dumping again, right? Let's say this guy dumped like 58%. Okay, on the second dump. If we go back to BTC, right? You can see like we dump right here, right there. We dump nearly 56, 57%, right? And pump right back up 140, give or take, right? 130. And after that, we're dumping right now nearly 50%. So could we dump like 58%? That'll give us like 28.5. Okay, that'll give us 28.5, right? Something to keep in mind, right? Even if you take a look at the BTC lower degree, let's take a look at it on a weekly basis. Back in 2017, before the move, before the pump all the way up to 20K, you can see like we created what? A running flat right there. Okay, we got the pump right here all the way up to 1150, right, which was our previous all-time high, and we dumped down to like a 740, pump all the way up to like a 1340, and dump right back down to like a 900. So that's what you call a running flat, right? So we don't know in terms of wave analysis. You just don't know which one will play out. Okay, you can predict it, but you just can't. You just don't know. Okay, for instance, right here, we don't know yet. We just have to wait for our indicators, right, to say it is time to reverse. But we don't know if we will basically find support at 28, or even if the move is done. It could be even done, but we just have to wait for our indicators to let us know the move is done. All we can do is just draw the pattern and follow the trend. That's all you can do with your wave analysis. Follow the trend. Okay, the trend is bullish, you follow the trend. That's all you can do, right? The trend is bearish, you just follow the trend, right? Another good example is like right here, right there. Okay, what was that? That was another basically running flat. That's why I'm very confident, right? We could get the running flat. Okay, that one. This one was actually expanded, right? Because we broke the bottom and broke the top right here and basically dumped to the downside. Okay, another good example, right, on a lower degree. Let's take a look at it on the 3D. Right here. back in 2019, right? We pumped right all the way up to 8.4, right? We pumped back up to like a 900, 9,000 actually, right? And dumped right back down to like a 7,200, right? Right? Before pumping to 14,000 and all that good stuff, right? So let me show you another good example, right? Why we should be very, very confident about the trade setup. It could fail, but I'm just showing you guys all these trade setups I played. We traded them. We traded all these setups like live. Okay, you can go back and check my, check my YouTube channel, right? Back in, back in September 2019. What we said, it was a what? A flat correction. Okay, a regular flat, right there. Right, so we got a nice regular flat and we dump all the way down to our target 6,000 right there. Okay, so basically keep in mind, just because we're dropping doesn't mean we will be we will be dumping and all that good stuff to to some crazy prices, right? Another good example is right here also, right? Back in 2021, actually 2020, December 2020, that pump right here, that dump, we said accumulate the dip all the way down to a 16.5, and we pump back up to 20k. Actually, exactly, to be exact, 19,500. We said it is time to suck it up because we're going to be dumping low. So as long as we dump all the way down to like a 17.5, I was like, okay, we might not be creating a an expanded flat. It could be a running flat, and we're going to be pushing to the upside. Okay, so as long as the 6-hour MACD flip bullish right there, we said it is time to suck it up. Okay, so on a lower degree, again, right here. So I just wanted to show you guys all these patterns because I remember exactly we played them. Play all these. So we actually got one right here, July 2021. Okay, but that's not the one I'm talking about. Right here. Okay. So in my premium group, as long as we pump right there, right? We said we're going to create a a potential flat correction, and we created an expanded flat and basically did what? We pumped it upside. Okay, beautiful move right here. Everyone was calling for like what, 17k, 15k, and all that good stuff. We called for the running flat, I mean expanded flat right here, and basically pumped it upside. We just saw another pattern right here, mid July actually, right? Late July, I would say. Another one right there. Okay, so market will basically market will always be giving you this type of structure, so you just have to remember this pattern. That way you won't be basically be panicking when suckers are dumping. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on the 6-hour. We talked about the flat correction and all that good stuff. So now let's take a look at BTC on the 6-hour. So what I was telling you regarding the 6-hour, right, yesterday was like, if the MACD is not positive, the volatility will increase. Where? Towards the downside. And as you can see, MACD refused to flip bullish. What happened? We dumped nearly 10%. Okay, so if you're trading the 4-hour time frame, you're most likely going to get wrecked because the 4-hour flipped bullish. I saw it. Okay, I saw the 4-hour flipping bullish, but I was like, okay, oh my gosh, bulls about to get wrecked again because they're going to be calling for a reversal and all that good stuff. And as you can see, in terms of volume, there is no volume at all. Okay, in terms of buying yet. Okay, so keep an eye on the 6-hour MACD, right? If we flip bullish, right, it's time to go to bed. Okay, and wait for the price action to correct over the next like a few days. It could take like 72 hours to just correct again in this range. We don't know what type of correction it will be. It could be, it could be something like that. It could be a wedge pattern, right? It could be even a parallel channel. We don't know. Okay, I'm not saying we will go all the way there, but I'm just drawing patterns. Okay, so let's see over the next like a few hours if the MACD will cross positive, and we will basically just go to sleep and wait for the MACD to cross negative again for the high volatility, right? So Sam, can we take a look? Hey, what's up, USCG? It's been a while, man. You only show up when market is red. That red bar on the monthly, let's take a look at the monthly. Yeah, I mean that's the first, crossover. We will, we just need to be cautious, right? The reason why I'm saying like we need to be cautious, because remember on a 3 weeks basis, our MACD crossed negative. Okay, our MACD crossed negative, but we were still buying the dips. Okay, and we flipped back bullish, and we turned bearish even before we flipped negative right here. So on the monthly, we don't know yet. Okay, it could be just a normal bearish, I mean not divergence, but a normal bearish crossover, and over the next like a few weeks, right, we get the second bullish crossover right there, and that one going to be ballistic. Okay, if we get it. Okay, but we will see. It is not guaranteed, right? This guy will create a flat. It is not 100% guaranteed it will. Okay, so we will just follow the pattern and see. If we break out below 20K, we will definitely invalidate it. Okay, okay, you know, and look for another potential bullish argument and all that good stuff, right? Tariq in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Gray in the house. Saying, have you heard about the hack? I heard about the hack, but I don't follow YouTubers that much. So BTC, I only follow BTC, man. So I think like I was watching Reach Your Heart, right? And all of a sudden, his live stream went bang. Okay, so they pulled the rug on him, and I was like, what's going on? And I think like it might be the hacking and all that good stuff. Uh, but I don't think I got hacked. Okay, I don't think Sometimes that's the downside of being a big YouTube channel, because you're going to run some risk, right? But we will see. Okay, if I get hacked, I will let you know. Hey, what's up, Jude? XRP, Mr. XRP 589 in the house. Jude, it is what time it is? What time it is in Australia, right? So you're not sleeping, man. You gotta go to sleep. Uh, what price prediction? This guy Digibyte on is saying, hey Sam, what is your 2022 price prediction? I don't have one yet. Okay, I'm just following the pattern as of now. But within the next like a 2 to 3 years, I'm definitely looking for 180 to 250. Okay, but in 2022, we could be in this range of 30K to 60K. Who knows? Okay, but I'm still bullish, right? If we break out below 30K, that's going to be a steal. If you're looking for like a 150 to 250 and all that good stuff, right? So it is 12:30 a.m. Jude doesn't sleep, man. Jude is a moon boy. Crit is a moon boy also. Crit doesn't sleep. Do we still get a fifth wave on XRP? We will take a look. XRP, the fifth wave is going to a 589, so you better buckle up. So we'll take a look at XRP, man. I mean, what does the World Cup has to do with bull market, Mr. Tariq. The 2018 World Cup, we were dumping, so I don't know. So you got to be cautious, right? Let me see what you guys saying. So guys, let me know. USCG, are you still following Hex? I remember you used to ask me about Hex back in 2019, 2020. You were a Hex moon boy, but you're not talking about it anymore. I don't know. So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the hourly for Hamza moon boy. So BTC wicked on uh, on Bitstamp, right? So that's exactly what I was telling you, right? Wait for the negative crossover right here, okay, for the volatility on the hourly to start, right? So as soon as we cross negative right here, I told you guys it is time to get like a high volatility. So if you're not in our public Telegram group, make sure to join the public Telegram group. I told you exactly this was a potential flat right there, and we're going to be continuing to the downside, and that's exactly what we did. The only other possible scenario I saw, right, was like create the flat correction, retest 80 to 90% and push back up. That's exactly what it did. But the only problem is like it just did not push all the way up to the 1 hour 100 EMA, right? But in terms of like a pattern, it played out exactly as I was expecting. Okay, double top, double bottom right here, a continuation. The continuation could be choppy, right? This was itself a flat correction, right? It could have basically even pushed back up to a 36 before dumping. Okay, but you got to understand all of that, right? That way you're not going to get faked out. You got a flat right here and you got another one right there. So you could have basically, still push higher before the dump. Okay. And I think that's what we did before the dump right here. If you recall, right? I was telling you it is going to dump. Okay. So it dumped right here. You got that move. You're expecting the dump, but it pushed higher before the dump. Okay. So, but if you let's say you were a moon boy, you're going to start like counting because you just got to be very, very cautious. I'm telling you guys, uh, you can understand Elliott wave, but you have to understand like the direction of the market. Okay, if you don't understand the direction of the market, you're always going to get screwed. Okay, for instance, right here, you could have easily count this wave as wave one, right, and say, okay, we got our impulsive wave. That's our wave one, right? And the move down here was our wave two. And you're going to be like, oops, take a look at it right here. Swing low, swing high, beautiful 0.618, right? And you're going to be like, okay, market pull back down to 0.618. That's our wave two. So I'm going to be looking for my 1.618 extension because that's what they taught you, right? So you're going to be looking for 1.618 to the upside. You're going to do something like that, swing low to swing high, down to swing low, and you're going to be like, you're going to be like, I'm going all the way up to 50K. Okay, I'm going all the way up to 50K, and bang, right? You're looking for 50K because if that's your wave one, right? That's wave one. That's wave two. You're looking for wave three and potentially wave four and wave five to the upside, right? Is it correct if you take a look at it like on an hourly basis? Yes, it is a plausible. It was a plausible count, but that's when you basically take a look at BTC on the higher time frame because the higher time frame is not telling you you're going to be going up. It says you below your weekly 21. Okay, even your 1.618 target was calling for like above 50K, and you below your weekly 21, you below your 3D 21, you below your daily 21, you below your 6 hour 21, and you below your 1 hour 21, even the 1 second 21. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just like use your Elliott wave however you like it. Okay, you have to basically define the trend first. After you define the trend, right, you use your Elliott wave. Otherwise, you will get screwed, right? You will get screwed all the time by the market. it's not like you're doing anything wrong. It's just like, you counting it, at the wrong time. Okay, which basically making it like, making it wrong. Doesn't matter how I say it, right? So, so alt getting beat really bad. Yeah, I mean, it is part of the game, right? It is part of the game, right? They got to get beat up really bad in order for us to get the 100x on the next move, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. The BTC dominance, guys. I was telling you guys. So you shouldn't be surprised about alt. I said it clearly. The BTC dominance will be pushing to the upside. So if you're trading the market on the daily, on the on the hourly and all that good stuff, you're not going to be ready for for alt to get beat up. Okay, so you're not going to be. It doesn't mean they will go to zero. They won't go to zero. Most of them will break out 100x in the next like few weeks, few months. Okay, not weeks but few months or years, right? So, but if you take a look at the BTC dominance after we retested the bottom, what I was telling you was like, the BTC dominance will be reversing. And if you recall, what we said right here was like, okay, we got a flat correction, right? We got a flat correction. It was, a running flat. So we could have expect, right, a continuation. However, we have to watch BTC because if we get the triple bottom, right, it could reverse instead of basically giving us a flat correction. I'm going to show you a good example right here. Okay, so if you take a look at the Nasdaq, right, I mean the S&P actually, right here, right there. So it doesn't matter, which time frame you're looking at, right? But we could look at it on the weekly, right? So what we got right here was what? Take a look at it, right? So we got what? A flat correction, right? That was back in 2000, right? 2003 and all that good stuff, right? And take a look at it right here. You would have be expecting what? A continuation. But, you got a triple bottom and a push to the upside. So just because you got a flat correction doesn't mean you will basically dump, or you will basically continue your original trend. But it only means like, yes, it means like you want to be dumping lower. However, you just have to basically pay attention to the bottom, right, to see if you could get a triple bottom, right? So even on BTC, if we go back to BTC, back in 2018, not even 2018, right here, 2021, right? That move right here, was a, you could call it a flat, right? But what happened after that? We got a triple bottom. Okay, so that's why bears, right, back in May, June, July, they were calling for what? A dump down to 15K and all that good stuff, right? Because they forgot like you could get a triple bottom, right? So so uh, so Hamza Farouk, thanks a lot for tuning in. I mean, 100K is not a big milestone, man. You just got to be cautious. I think we could get there like within the next, uh, you know, 18 to 24 months. If that's too long for you, right? You're getting it wrong. Okay. Sometimes you got to be patient. If you got like a 1 week time horizon, right? You're looking at it the wrong way. I remember when we were trading alt BTC back in June, July, right? When BTC was like 8,000, we didn't care about BTC. We were just trading like alt BTC, and our alt were pumping like 200%, 300%, 400%, right? And and it is already like 18 months. Okay. All right. So yeah, I know USCG. You only show up on red days, and Iceman also only shows up on red days. T Dogs shows up on the 1 second chart. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. So it is already. So guys, if you have any alt, let me know. We already talked about Ether yesterday, so I'm gonna skip Ether unless you guys asking, right? Asking for Ether. So XRP, we at 52, 54 support. Actually 52, yeah. We hit 55 already, 54.89. So if we break out below it, next support going to be 45 and 35 range. Okay. XRP BTC could break down. So keep an eye on XRP BTC. The weekly time frame doesn't look good, especially on our MACD. You can see like MACD, it is getting rejected, right? So that's not a good sign. So last time we dumped down to a 0.618 at 1250. So that's going to be the first support. Secondary support just about like 900 to 950. Okay, XRP BTC. Peter in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, Peter. Pax G. I never take a look at Pax G BTC, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, it's okay. You can watch it at 2x if you can. I mean, if you've been listening to Sen long enough, you can watch me at 1.5x, right? Uh, check link. I'm pretty sure you're watching at 1.5 because. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the link. Okay, link on the higher time frame, right? It is at support $13 to $15. Okay, next support for link going to be you know the $8 to $9 range. Let's see. So where's link? So link, it is a support. Okay. Okay. So the first average support 13.5, lower range. The next range right there, just about like 9 point. I would say 9.5 to 8.5 range. Okay. But most likely, Wells will be front running the price up to high $10 and all that good stuff, right? But we will see because that's a macro view because we're not going to be reversing like in 1 hour and all that good stuff. It could stay in this range for the next like a few weeks to basically let the indicators you know cool off and all that good stuff. Okay, so next range on average, I would say 9.5 to 8.5. Okay, we're breaking out below the support line on a weekly basis, right? On our trend line right here, RSI. So it could be a zigzag like that, right? Possibly. Okay. But let's see. Okay. Link likes to do crazy stuff. Let's just respect the 13.5 support, right? And see if we can break it over the next like a few weeks. But it is a support. Okay. That's the most important thing to remember. All right. We got Crypto Moon Boy XTZ. So Tezos, it is at support 2.5 based on the trend line, right? So we're breaking out below the trend line. So it is a good level for the bulls to reaccumulate for the next for the next big move, right? It is still a macro flat correction, right there, double top, double bottom. It could be a running flat where we don't break out below the $2, but if we're going to get a nice, a nice expanded flat, it could it could dump below slightly below $2. Okay, if not, we will see. Okay, but the 2020 lows started right around like 150. So, but let's see. Okay, it is a support that's the most important. I think like a $2, anything below $2 is just going to be reaccumulation. I don't think we will get a V shape where we dump and pump right back up. Okay. So market cap, I think it is right around like 2 billion. So market cap is low enough right now. So to get to 50 billion, 40 billion, and all that good stuff. So Solana, if you've been following Send Crypto, I told you about Solana on a 3D basis. As soon as we printed the 3D negative momentum right there in our premium, Solana was like nearly $200. I said, okay, it is time to pack our bags. Okay, just like Ethereum on a 3D basis and AVAX, AVAX. Okay, so. So on a macro scale, we've been killing it, guys. 50% move, 40% move. Ethereum, if we take a look at Ethereum on my premium, we talk about it. Even if you're not in our premium group, right? I showed you guys when Ether was like at 4,200 range, and I was like, it is time to suck it up. It is time to suck it up. That time I didn't want to call like a 2,000 Ether, right? Because price was like above you know 40, 41, 42. So you just got to take it step by step, right? But the most important was like to realize it is time to suck it up, okay, and reaccumulate lower. So Litecoin, if we take a look at Litecoin, I told you Litecoin 105 to $100. We dumped down to a 50% pullback. 97 was expecting it. So the next big support for Litecoin is going to be on average 71, which is going to be 0.618. Could it dump lower? It could, right? But the next average support over the next like a few weeks for Litecoin, right? If we break the July lows right there, it is going to be 71. Okay. Yeah, I figure USCG. So ICP, it is right around 17.5 on average support. But I think paying attention to ICP BTC, right, is better as of now, right? So paying attention to ICP BTC, right, is better, okay? Paying attention to 45,000 to 50,000 region, okay? Because if you just pay attention to ICP USD, you're going to be like, oh, we're dumping, we're dumping, we're dumping. But versus BTC, it is still above the December lows right here. So it could create a one wave right here in a very impulsive wave when market recover, right? So as long as it is not losing value, right, against BTC, I think like the trend could look good, right, over the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff, right? So I said 95,000 previous support going to be resistance, and if you take a look at it right here, we hit 90,000 and dumping down now nearly 40% and all that good stuff. Okay, nearly 40% against BTC. So the trend is down, but it could the wave right here could be wave one of something big. Okay, unless we create another flat right here and a triple bottom, that's possible also, in reverse. Or if market is nasty, it could basically dump lower and go up higher. But the only thing we know as of now is like we just have to respect the 45,000 to 50,000 till we get a clear reversal direction. Okay, the trend on our MACD looks pretty good. Sell volume is not a lot, right? So you can see that people are just panicking, so it's not like a big sell volume on the downside. It is very low. I mean, not very low, but low compared to the buy volume. Can we do 30x on the next run? I mean, yeah, I mean, just keep it low, man. If you want to survive this market, you got to keep it low, man. I'm telling you, you just got, you can do 100x every now and then, right? But when market gets you, right, it's going to wipe you out. It's not going to feel sorry for you, so just keep it low, and you're going to make good profits along the way, right? And you're going to survive every single dump and every single pump. Okay, because when you keep it low and you don't go all in, you will basically measure your risk. You're not going to get wiped out, right? Because market can take your profits, but you can make a lot in this market if you just play it properly, right? But you're not going to make profits all the time. Sometimes you're going to get, you have to take a loss. Okay, when you're wrong, you say, I'm wrong, let me just flip to the direction of the market and I will make it up. But let's say I don't want to lose $1 and I'm trying to basically fight against a trend and I ended up losing $10, and we all, we all, you know, did something like that before. Okay, trying to fight against the trend and got wrecked properly, and market ended up taking everything. So if you know you're wrong, just suck it up. There's nothing wrong to be wrong in this market. Okay, the only thing wrong in this market, the only thing wrong is like when you're wrong and you don't want to accept like you're wrong, and you be like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I mean, especially when you're leveraging. Okay, it's if you long-term holding, it is a different story because you're always going to be wrong when you're long-term holding till you're right. you know, you know what I mean, like, right? So if I'm expecting a 10x on ICX, like from anywhere between $30, $28 to $500, I know market can dump 50% against me, but I will go through it. Okay, I will go through it. It's not a short-term trade, right? We all seen it, right? ADA from like a penny and a half all the way up to, let's say, 2 cents all the way up to $3. Okay, that's over 100x. We've seen it on Solana. We've seen it on AVAX, right? We've seen it on on 1inch. You name it, VChain. Okay, so on Shiba Rek Inu. Yeah, Shiba is coming back down. As soon as I saw Da Vinci selling his XRP for Shiba, I was like, oh gosh, we're dumping. We I'm just joking, but all right, guys, all right. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zilliqa. So Zilliqa BTC, so ZIL BTC, it is right now at 100 sats, right? It printed, right, a nice running flat, but it is probably, okay, it is probably a single wave. Okay, the anti-move right here could be an isolated wave, not part of the previous wave. And if that's the case, it could correct all the way down again to a 55 to a 60. Okay, but let's see, we got support right at 100 sats. If we break it, let's just wait for the on average 60 sats. A Satoshi right there. So same thing as VET. Just have to basically accumulate BTC, right? And basically get back on alt BTC when the time is right. So VET, as we said, right, our 3D right now doesn't want to go with us, right? With the, with a potential reversal. So we at 130. So we got support right here. The low range going to be 91. Okay, the lower range support. Okay. So keep an eye on VET. If we're going to respect the trend line support, it could be somewhere around like 105, 110. If markets, okay, want to respect these Fibonacci's, we basically just take it down to 91. Okay, and even if we hit 91, it doesn't mean reversal, right? It only means like support, because we still have to wait for our weekly MACD to flip bullish. It could, okay, if the volatility is volatility is low, it could flip bullish. I mean, if the volatility is high at first and flips low, right, it could flip bullish, right, and basically give us a bull divergence on the weekly basis. So we can't say it will reverse once we hit like the low 90s. It could pump back up to like a 130, 140 and still retest the low 90. That would create a bullish divergence right here. So you know what I mean, okay? So VET, we just have to something like that, okay? We pump right here, retested it right there, and get the bullish crossover. So keep an eye on VET. Keep an eye on VET BTC instead of VET USD. Okay, VET USD, support all the way down to 0.00, actually 10. Okay, 0.03333. I simply in the house. Simply AM. Let's just call it simply AM. My poor portfolio looking bad. I mean, mine looking bad too, but guys, yeah, you got to be wrong till you're right. I mean, that's what it is when you long term holding. Like, if you're expecting BTC to hit, like, let's say hit like 100 and, I mean, 250K. Okay, you're going to be wrong all the time, because as much as you say BTC going to be pumping to 100K, you're already wrong, because sucker dumped 10%, right? But it doesn't mean you will give up. John Doe in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Most of you guys going to be right, because your price target is not 50K. Your price targets, your targets are like, let's say 200K, 300K, right? We talk about these prices when BTC was like, let's say 5K, 6K, right? And we pump already 10x. And most of these alt pump like 100x. So what? If you just join the party in 2021, you just have to be caught. You just have to be, be patient. That's it. And not try to rush the market, right? Learn how to trade, learn how to, read, the chart on the macro level, not just the 1 hour and 2 hour time frame. Because you can trade the 1 hour and 2 hour time frame and all that good stuff to stay active, right? But knowing, when market will reverse, that's the most important thing. Okay, that's the most important thing. Yeah, Litecoin is now below 98. Actually, $100. Oh gosh, guys, let's go back to Ether. And guys, please don't tell me like I did not warn you, right? Regarding Ether, okay? regarding Ether right here, 41. I was very clear, guys. I was very clear regarding Ether. And I mentioned it like, I started talking about it like the first, let's say, the second week of December. So, let's take a look at Ether on the 15 minutes time frame, right? Yeah, 15 minutes. So resistance for Ether going to be all the way up to a 22, let's say 2250, 2275. Okay, if we get a short-term pullback, just within the next like a few, even the 15 minutes, right? The MACD is extremely negative right here. Take a look at it. That's how negative Ether is. Okay, if you take a look at Ether on the 15 minutes, we did get what? An expanded flat right there. Okay, nice expanded flat. Okay, so hopefully you guys caught it, because we talk about these moves like all the time. So if you see it, you got to recognize it. Yep, and that's it. We got another premium atom short, shorted atom right from 42, 43 all the way down to 27, right? And enter another short right around like a 34, 35 again, right there. Okay, that's the type of move you get with the premium, right? So at first we got a nice 35, 40% dump, right? A short-term trade took like a couple of days, right? I think almost 5 days or more to play out, and just got another one right here. Okay, it is already 10% down from our entry. Okay, you take a look at Luna, same thing. Okay, Luna, enter a short right there, 84, right? 83, 84, right? And it dumped all the way down 40%, guys, all the way down to 52. Our target was right around like 63. We were looking for a 30%, 25, 30% dump. It did that exactly, and re-enter again right there, $70, and it is already down 15%. So you don't have to basically trade the whole market. You just have to find, what's work for you. Okay, what trade setup you're comfortable. Not like what alt I want to trade. Okay, and you take a look at Luna on the 3D basis right here. Let's just remove everything on the 3D basis. If you take a look at it, it is giving us the same setup, right? We had on Ether. We broke out right there, right below the 3D21. So the trend is now down for Luna. Okay, it is down. That's why I was very confident. That move right here was just a pullback, not a. I mean, we could have basically pushed all the way up to like $100. That's why that's why I said let's put a stop loss at 88, because I was anticipating if we get stopped out, we could push all the way up to $100, and we could enter another short right here and take it down. So either way, the trend was telling me it is going to go down. We just don't know at what price level exactly it will dump. So you just want to anticipate it from mid-range. Okay, nice two trade of 40% dump, guys. Even if you do 1x, you still make 40%. Okay, that's what you get with Send Crypto. I mean, hey, what's up, AG? Thanks a lot for tuning in. NAT in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, Nate. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if the stock market dump, I mean, crypto will dump. Okay. We used to say, Bitcoin is not correlated to the stock market and all that good stuff, but nowadays, everyone agrees they are 100% correlated. So we just have to be cautious how we, you know, how we view the market, because what people say today, right, in the next like a couple of years, right, they will say something completely different. That's why sometimes you just have to follow the chart. If the chart is bearish, you just suck it up. If the chart is bullish, you just suck it up. That's easy. We can't make all the money in the world, so you just want to make profits. That's the most important. Not like whether you're wrong or right. Just make the profits. I mean, yes, you can make profits if you're always wrong, right? But you get what I mean, right? USD. When Lambo, I mean, Lambo was 2021. uh, when you mean when Lambo again? We will Lambo again. Hey, Sen, check out. It's the M2 or M1? M1. Yeah, I was looking at the chart yesterday. Let's just do it like that, okay? I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. BTC USD. I mean, I know. I think I talked about it yesterday, right? With NAT, but with NAT we talked about the M2. I mean, even if you take a look at it with the M1, this chart looks very, very, very bullish. Okay, why it is so bullish, right? I know you're going to be like, Sen, this guy just created a nice running flat right here, and we're going to dump. Is it correct? Yes, it is a plausible pattern, but I'm just going to give you a pattern. I was looking at I think I saw it like randomly. It's Kazas Patron. I think it's KAP, right? Yeah, Kazas Patron. I don't even know how to say it. Kazastoprom, okay? If you take a look at it right here, that's the same exact chart. And take a look at the flat correction we got right there. Right there at the top, right? We got the pump, we got the dump, we got the pump, we got the dump. That's what exactly BTC is doing, right? Same exact. I mean, I don't mean to take a look at on the 10D, but you get the concept, right? It doesn't matter which time frame you're looking at, but if you take a look at it from the weekly to 2 weeks time frame, it looks pretty juicy, right, at the top. So if you go back to a BTC USD and the M1, BTC USD, thanks a lot for pointing out the M1, okay? So looks what? Looks very, very Jewish, okay? The pattern right here is plausible, but you can't ignore, right? This pattern right here, this one also. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? Right, so we got a big resistance. It's just like when we take a look at Apple, the Apple market cap. We talked about it yesterday, right? We talked about the Apple market cap versus crypto market cap. And if we go back to it, total, take a look at total, right? What are we getting right here? A flat correction. It could be expanded. It could be, running. If we get the inverse of it, that's the inverse of it, right? What do we get? A flat correction. Okay, so we could expect at least, right, over the next like a few weeks, right, crypto to retest, 1-to-1 right there, right, 1-1. So if we take a look at the the regular one, you can see like it is likely to what, to push to the upside, right? So because it doesn't make sense, right? The reason why I'm saying like it doesn't make sense, right, for for crypto, right, for crypto to dump lower against the Apple market cap. So for instance, if we dump all the way down to like, let's say 0.1 right here, which is going to be a macro support, let's say 0.2, which is going to be 20% of Apple market cap. So let's say if Apple going to be, 3 trillion, right? Crypto going to be 600 billion, right? Right? So does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense for us to go back to 300 billion. So that's why sometimes you can see the pattern, but it has to make sense, at least to me. Okay, the pattern, right, and the market has to make sense. Okay, because if we take a look at the total one, let's just say total, right? If we take a look at total, I was expecting crypto to dump down to 1.3, down to like 1 trillion at the most. But I'm not expecting like 300 billion and all that good stuff, right? That's 500 billion. 300 billion will take us right there. Okay, 300 billion will take us all the way up, all the way down to the September lows, 2020, not 2021. Okay, so everything basically is pointing up for crypto. But if we take a look at BTC USD and the M2, right, it is way up there. So it basically looks like BTC USD. Okay, but the M1, the flat correction is right there instead of right here. But let's see if we're going to be right. If we're right, we're going to Lambo. If we're wrong, we're going to eat chicken noodle soup, right, for the next couple of years. Yeah, I will pay attention to the M1. Let me add it to the favorites, right? And not Macy's, M1, buddy. All right, that's good enough. B Pro. Ramen noodles. I mean, if we dump down to 10K, we're going to, going to be eating some ramen noodles for the next couple of years and just suck it up. Yeah, we just talked about the M1. BTC US 100. All right, let's take a look at B Pro. So B Pro is not a pro anymore, man. Yeah. So yeah, I keep saying, guys, you just have to be cautious when these suckers pump like 100x, man. You know, buy things that are down, like let's say 95, 98, 99%, and don't buy things that pump like 50x, 100x. Okay, okay. So B Pro, it is not a pro anymore, right? It doesn't look like a pro. So it is breaking out below the support area. So we got to hold the 0.0025. If not, it could be retracing much lower. Okay, because that's 0.618 right here. So 0.786 going to be 0.0011. So you would be looking at like basically a full retracement, almost 90%, all the way down to 0.888. So you just got to give it time. And the entire correction, you could just look at it as a nice zigzag formation. All right. So it is an easy call right there. You don't need to do anything. Okay. Everything is negative. Your MACD is negative. Your RSI is, it is at mid range, reaccumulation phase, right there. And you below the 0.618. So easy analysis. You don't have to work too hard. Fourth is getting so fourth is breaking out massively. It has a low market cap, right? So 0.618, be breaking out below the 127. 0.618 will be at not 0.618 but 1.618, going to be at 3.3. Okay, so we got this range and the lower range. Okay, guys. Now let's go back to BTC. It seems like we're bouncing slightly. Okay. Yeah, below the weekly, not looking good. Okay, Mika, I will answer your question. So yeah, I would just not go all in, but just accumulate, or just accumulate BTC and then buy louder later on, because you can, I mean, accumulate BTC and then buy fourth BTC later on. Let's take a look at fourth BTC. Fourth BTC is basically still on a downtrend. And take a look at these big buy volume right here. So it is telling you the next big move going to be epic. Okay, take a look at the downtrend. That's why I'm bullish on it, right? Right now it is at 13,000. So could dip lower, but nothing crazy. I've seen these type of moves on CRV, right? Remember when CRV was dumping so hard last year, right? 2020. I was recommending CRV. Okay, I was recommending CRV. Take a look at it right here. When this guy was dumping like nearly 98%, who would it be? No one was talking about CRV back then. Okay, I was like, accumulate CRV right here, 40 cents, 60 cents, right? And we pumped all the way up to $7, okay, in USD. Because when I took a look at the volume was incredibly high, okay, on the downtrend. Even though everything was red, I knew something big was going to happen once we find the bottom, okay? And this guy is not done yet. It can still, hold support right here down to like 4,000. Okay, if you take a look at sushi, right? No one was talking about sushi when sushi was dumping, right? Remember sushi, right? Okay, so sushi, as soon as we dump right there at the very bottom, the first week of November 2020, what I said, it is time to suck it up. Buy volume is, starting to pick up. Okay, so sellers got exhausted, but selling pressure decreasing, right? Price decreasing. All of a sudden, we got a big volume right here. I did not hesitate to call sushi moonshot. Okay, yeah, it is not done yet. Versus we could still correct in this range. Now, what time is it? What time it is? 9:29 a.m. guys. It's time to go get some Chick-fil-A, right? Eat some breakfast, and it looks like we about to bounce. Let's go back to BTC on the hourly. Just be patient, guys. Be patient. So if we get the MACD on the 6 hour to a flip bullish, right? Bang, low volatility will start and auto will pump. Okay, they're not going to pump like to reverse, but they will be pumping just to relax. It's kind of like my background is chemistry. Okay, so I like to say relax and excited and all that good stuff, right? So it's kind of like you get compressed a lot. Once you find support, you just have to relax again. Okay, so if we get a bullish crossover right here, we could just retest the resistance. It doesn't mean we will be reversing. It could be something like that, okay, before the next leg down, or even like a wedge pattern. We don't know yet. Okay, we can't reverse like on an hourly basis after we dump like for nearly 2 months. Okay, we have to be very, very patient for the next like a few weeks. As you can see right here, right after we dump right there, what we did, we created what, a flat correction. If you guys recall, we nailed every single move right there. We called for the pump right here, the dump right here, the pump right there, and the dump. I mean, I didn't call it dump, but I said let's get out right here. Okay, because we showed it right here, long right here, right, and get out right there. get out get out right there, just by like a 59. Was looking for a long right here, right, with a stop loss right there, price dump, we flip all the way down to 40 and got back in again all the way, from 52, down to 45, 52 again, and down till now. Okay, very easy. If you want to trade like every single candle on an hourly basis, bang, market will basically, take all your money. Yes, buy BTC, right, and then buy alt. Did I sacrifice a small bag for Pulse Chain? No, I didn't sacrifice for Pulse Chain, but I will sacrifice for Pulse X. Just put a small bag. I mean, I'm not gonna put a small bag, but I will put a big bag on it. I'm just joking, but I will put a bag. It all depends, okay? It all depends, but I will take a look at it again. You gotta go to I think it's pulsex.info. Pulsex.info. But I think that's that info, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's where you got to go. And you can sacrifice any of these Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Dogecoin, EOS, and all that good stuff. I don't know. So it is basically an ICO. So it is not big as the EOS ICO. Remember, EOS raised like 4 billion, right? And EOS right now, I'm very bullish on it, but it is not breaking out yet. Let's take a look at EOS. Let's can find EOS, man. Yeah, so EOS it is holding very strongly against BTC. It is dumping, right? So, but it is still above the 5,000 area, right? So if it dumps lower, the 3,600 sats going to be the next support or reaccumulation. Okay, and the big resistance, it is still going to be all the way up to 50,000 to 100,000. So you will get 5% less every single day. Yeah, I think it is kind of like the pulse chain ICO. I will do it, but I don't care about 5%, man. But I will do it. Yeah, EOS looks very good, man, for the next like a market cycle. All right, guys, I'm tired. I'm just gonna call it. But thanks a lot, John Doe, for the pulse information and all that good stuff, right? And USCG Shaw in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We will go live probably tonight, depending on the volatility and all that good stuff. If we dump below 30K, we will go live. If we stay above 30K, we will go live tomorrow. That's pretty easy, right, to remember. Support for EOS will be 3,600 sats. Graviton. Graviton, Gton. So Gton, let's see. Doesn't I can't find a good chart. The graviton getting gravitated. So the chart is parabolic, sell volume it is still high, but you got support right here with a nice green candle. So if we retrace lower, you got the $1, let's say 120 on average, right, for the support. Okay, it is not showing any you know any pattern yet, but the low sell volume right here after the big spike, it is a good range to start like a reaccumulating. Not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I see in the chart, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. EOS support 3,600, right?